Alright, so now that I've got everything set up, it's time to fine-tune everything, and probably the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that this throat plate is level with the rest of the surface here. So one way to do that, you can take something that has a nice straight edge and go up against it. Okay, and you can hear that this is high right here because I'm touching that, and you don't want that. Seems to be okay on the sides and the back here, but right here it's high. So what you want to do, you've got 4 screws that you can adjust the height. So I'm going to adjust these 2 right here and get this a little bit lower. See if that does it. Okay, that does it. So my throat plate's nice, and just so you know, let me lift this up a little bit. This has a locking mechanism here, so to remove the throat plate, you unlock it, and then you stick your finger under here and it pulls right out. So then you've got access to changing your blade. And then once you lock it in place, it won't come out. So that looks good. Let me go ahead and raise the blade, and we'll see if it's square at the 90 and at the 45. Okay, first let me make sure that this is set at 90 degrees. Actually, I'm going to bring you guys around the other side so you can see what I'm doing. So in order to adjust the angle, you want to unlock that, and then you can move the angle like this. So I'm going to move this to the 0 position, lock it back in place, and now I'll check to see if that's a square 90. Alright. Not sure if you can see that or not, but there is daylight right here. So that's off just a little bit. So what you want to do, bring it back down. You can see that I'm on 0. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get this square, and then once I get it square, right there. Okay, once you've got your blade, at a good 90-degree angle, you've got it locked down. There's a couple of things you need to do. You need to adjust your pointer here so that it's set to 0, and then you want to adjust your camber that will make this stop right on the 90. Right now it stops past the 90. So in order to do that, first you want to take this off, and again it's the 13 millimeter. Now you've got access to adjust your pointer, set it to 0, and then right here, you use a screwdriver, you can adjust the camber right there so that it'll stop up against it. Okay, so to adjust the camber, use the Allen wrench. Okay, so now when you move this to get a different angle, and you move it back, now you've stopped at your 90. So now let's adjust the pointer. Use the same Allen wrench to loosen that up. Get that set to 0. And then just tighten it back down. Okay, so now you've got that set to 0. You've got your camber set. So everything's in good shape. All right, so let's check and make sure we're still square. And looks like we are, so that looks good. So now that we've got that all set up, we can replace our paddle. All right, so looks like I need to put it this way. The washer back on. Everything works good there. Another feature is we've got our on-off switch. So right here, the green button, that's how you turn it on. And we've got this safety switch that just flips down, and it prevents little kids or from you accidentally turning that on. And then you can just turn that off, or you can bump it with your knee in case you've got your hands full. Okay, one of the things that DeWalt's table saws are known for is their fence. So let's see if the fence is level or flush to the face of the fence, and look at that. This is right out of the box. No adjustment needed. Let's go up and down the track. Dead on all the way through. So no adjustment needed there. And I wanted to show you a couple of features of the fence. It has this piece here that flips over. And what that's used for is if you're going to be ripping a really thin piece of stock, then you can use this lower profile fence, and you can get underneath if you've got your safety guards here, and you'll be able to get underneath that. Otherwise the fence it'll block the fence from getting close enough. Another thing that this can be used for is if you come out here, and now you've got another surface for your stock to sit on. So that's kind of nice. And when you don't need it, just pop it out of the way. And the fence has two settings that you can put it on. I've got it on the default setting, which allows you to get right up to the blade. And then it has another setting too. And what you want to do is pop this on both sides. That allows you to remove the fence. And then you can see here where it attaches. And when it's in this position, you've got a 25-inch cutting capacity on the right of the blade, which is nice. But if you need more than that, for whatever reason, you can set it on this setting, lock it in, and now you can go out even further. Let's see what that is. That is just under 33 inches of cutting capacity to the right of the blade. And I want you to notice that there are two tapes here. And when you're in this position, you're going to be using the white tape. When you're in this position right here, you're going to use the yellow tape. So that gives you your cutting capacity. So if you look here, you can see that when it's in this position, you've got 25-inch cutting capacity. And when you're in the current position, you've got 33 inches. It's actually just a little bit less of both of those, but the measurement goes out to 33 and 25. So that's a nice feature. So let me pull this in and we'll check to make sure that the fence is still in alignment when it's in that setting. And it's dead on. So that's good. All right, actually there is one more thing that I need to tune in. And that is to make sure that this guide is set up correctly. So I'm going to cut a board at 2 inches. So I want to set that at 2. And then the way you lock the table in, once you've got it set, you've got this handle right here that you push down. Now it's locked in place. So I'm going to lower the blade a little bit, make a cut, and then we'll measure it and see if it's 2 inches. All right, let me get my tape and we'll give that a quick measure. Can you see that? Looks like it's right on 2 inches. So it looks like the fence doesn't need any adjustment. And I don't know if you picked up on that braking system, the blade braking system, but it shuts down pretty quick after you turn it on. And I'll show you the nice handy place where you store. Just goes right there. Your little push stick. Grab it out there. It's nice and handy. If my fence, the distance between the blade and the fence was in need of adjustment, the way you do that is you just loosen these two screws right here, and then you can slide this back and forth until you get it in the right position. and then tighten it down. So this was in pretty good shape right out of the box. I only had to make one adjustment, and that was on the 90-degree angle. So my fence alignment was good. My distance from the blade was set up just on. So everything looked pretty good. All I had to do was make a minor adjustment on the blade angle. So pretty nice. Okay, one of the big complaints about this table saw is the amount of play that you get here. And I've had a board up against here, and it does move quite a bit, probably up to a 1/16 of an inch. So I've heard on some forums that you can use painter's tape and to add some tape to this, and it'll give it just enough thickness to get rid of that play. So I'm going to give that a shot. Okay, so I put one strip of painter's tape and I wrapped it up on the sides. And there's absolutely no play now. So that's one little trick. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can install and remove the riving knife. It's really simple. You've got a lever right here on the side. You pull that out. Riving knife comes right out. And put it in. Same thing. And now it's in, and it's auto lined up. And that's the same thing for the blade guard. So let's go ahead and install the blade guard. Okay, the blade guard has a built-in riving knife. Installs the exact same way. And that's all there is to that. And you've got a dual wing blade guard, which does snap up out of the way if you need to get out of the way. It also has a dust port here at the top, which you can add a second port to in case you want to, eliminate even more dust than you would by attaching to the other port. Okay, so if you want to use a shop vac or some other dust extraction system, simply attach your hose here and you're good to go. Okay, you've got your tools that you use to change the blade, and there's a nice storage area right here. And it locks in place right there, and you just push this button down to remove them. Right here is where you can roll up your power cord. To keep it out of the way. And then if we come over here, you've got a storage area. Okay, so a lot of people have the question, because this is got a T-track there. So we know that this fits in there okay. But can you use a different tool? And you can. Because it's a 3/4 inch indentation there, you can use pretty much any other tool. This will have a little bit of play, just like the other one did, so you might have to do some kind of an adjustment there. But pretty much anything with a 3/4 inch will work. Okay, you've also got a storage area for your blade guard. Let's go ahead and remove that. And then we'll come over here. And that's where you store your blade guard. Okay, we already talked about how easy it is to remove the throat plate. But let's take a look inside there. You can notice that your arbor is long enough to take a 5/8 inch dado stack. So you will need a new throat plate if you install a dado stack. They do sell those that are a DeWALT part number. So, or you can make your own. Okay, now you want to fold the legs in. So you lift this up. You've got this lever right here that you pull back, and you push the leg in. Set that down. Do the same thing on the other side. Now you can move it around easily and store it out of the way if you want to. Okay, all in all, I would say this is a great value. Whether you get it on sale or not, it's always good to get it on sale, but even at the list price, I think this is a great saw, and I would highly recommend it. So this is the DWE7491RS.